This question asks us to evaluate and to show our intermediate steps, which also means we can probably check our answer using a calculator, but we want to see the reasoning that gets us from the exponent to our final answer, which will involve only integers. Though of course we may have fractions. Let's look at this first one, 81 raised to the power of negative 1/2. There are three things going on here. I've got a negative exponent, which has a specific instruction associated with it, right? A negative exponent tells me to take the reciprocal of the base. So that negative exponent tells me to bump that 81 to the denominator. The denominator of the fraction gives me the order of the radical. This tells me I need to take a square root. And the numerator of our exponent in this case is simply a 1, which means we don't have to do anything with it. We're going to take 81 and raise it to the power of 1, which is just 81. In any case, this very next step that I'll write down is the one that results from resolving the negative exponent. It tells me to take the base of 81, but 81 is still going to be raised to the power of 1/2. Now I'll rewrite 81 to the power of 1/2 as a radical. So that 2 gives us a square root, so we have the square root of 81. 81 is a perfect square. So I'll rewrite that as 1/9 and leave it at that. To the right, we've got 16 to the power of 3/4. At least there's no negative exponent here. So what does the 4 tell us? It tells us we're going to take the 4th root of 16. And the 3, that's a regular old exponent. We're going to raise the base, the 16, or the 4th root of 16, to the power of 3. So it looks like this. I'm going to take the 4th root of 16 and either raise the 16 to the power of 3 first, or, and these are identical, take the 4th root of 16 and raise the answer to the power of 3. I prefer to take the 4th root of 16 first because it keeps my number small. This way I can evaluate the expression without reaching for my calculator. What is the 4th root of 16? What number times itself 4 times is 16? The answer to that is 2. The 4th root of 16 is 2. We've yet to raise it to the power of 3, so we'll do that now. 2 to the power of 3 is, of course, 8. This next question, negative 16 to the power of 5/4, 5/4. Similar, it's got the same base, but now we've got this negative 16. And having a negative radicand might worry you here, but I want you to remember one key feature of exponents, and that is this. If I have negative 16 to the power of 5/4 without any brackets to be seen, or negative 16 underneath the brackets to the power of 5/4, these are very different questions. In the one case, the base of the exponent is negative 16, and in our case, the one without the brackets, the base of the exponent is 16. There just happens to be a negative 1 being multiplied by whatever happens next. There just happens to be a negative 1 multiplied by whatever happens next, the 16 to the power of 5/4. Now that's important here because we're being asked to evaluate the 4th root of 16. So we've got an even order of a positive value, which means we can evaluate it. If the question had been negative 16 in brackets to the power of 5/4, we'd be trying to take negative 16 and evaluate its 4th root. And of course, an even order won't work here. There would be no answer. But without the brackets, we have no problems with this. We take the 4th root of 16 and subsequently raise it to the power of 5. So we have negative 1 times the 4th root of 16, which we know is 2. And then we'll take 2 and raise it to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5 is 32. So we have negative 32 as our final answer. Just one more for practice here. What's being asked of us? Well, the 64, we want to know its square root, and we'll raise the answer to the power of 5. Or if you're feeling brave, you can take 64 and raise it to the power of 5 first, but I know that my calculator doesn't even deal with that very well. So maybe yours is more powerful than mine, but I'm going to prefer to take the square root of 64 first. That gives us 8. And yes, I may still have to reach for my calculator here because 8 to the power of 5, 8 multiplied by itself 5 times, is still an awfully large number. And in fact, we get 32,768.